we were very happy to support it and support it very quickly. We realise completely that the economy has changed and Ireland needs to change with it. There's no doubt but that the model that we had for our economy, which worked very well for us in the 70s and 80s and 90s, perhaps less so in the 2000s, that model was based on foreign direct investment, and it was a model which was led by investment from overseas companies who created jobs here. They also created jobs which were primarily manufacturing jobs, and those jobs effectively gave us the opportunity as a population, if you like, or as a people, to make products designed by others. I think what has to change is that we have to move from that model to a model where we design our own products. Somebody once used an analogy from music to explain our economic situation. In the past, we played music composed by others. We now have to compose our own music and play it and market it and distribute it and sell it. And that's quite a huge challenge for us. In a sense, we have to write our own future as a people. We can no longer depend on foreign direct investment to be the saviour of our economy. And in many ways, our present circumstance illustrates that very clearly. There's no doubt that FDI will play a huge role in the future, but it will not play a role which will solve our problems for us. It will be a help, it will be necessary, but it will not be sufficient. We see that the foreign direct investment sector is doing very well, and long may that continue. We see that the export sector is doing very well, but in a sense, it's a jobless recovery. And we need, as a people, to, as I said, write our own music, design our own products, design our own services, and export them. And I think this initiative that we're witnessing tonight, in many ways, meets that particular vision. This initiative is encouraging students, while in university, to look at opportunities to write their own futures, not to be dependent on a job from a third party, not to be dependent on the IDA to bring in a company which will create jobs which they will then fit into, but to go out and write for themselves a job. And I absolutely applaud the Student Union on their initiative in encouraging students to do that. I think it is the way forward for our economy. And it's just one area that the university is trying to promote entrepreneurship, trying to promote innovation. There are many other examples across the institution of programs like this. I'm going to mention just one or two of them. I can mention, for example, a scheme developed by the business school, a scheme called ACE. And ACE is led by Michael Campy, one of our colleagues in the, sorry, not ACE, ICE, excuse me, ICE. ICE is the Innovation, Creativity and Enterprise module within the business school. That module is a module which allows individual students to participate in the business of innovation, creativity and enterprise, and to do that in a mode which is supported and mentored by established business people. This year, 33 local business people and community leaders participated in that programme, and they mentored 360 students in the business school and helped them to, in a sense, create for themselves a future. And I think that's a tremendous example of what's possible and what's needed in Ireland. That's one example I will mention. I'll mention a second one, and this time I'll get it right. It is a programme called ACE, and this is the Accelerate Campus Entrepreneurship. This is a project which is led from the Technology Transfer Office. It's a programme which was initially funded by the Higher Education Authority through its Strategic Innovation Fund, led by Dundalk Institute of Technology, with ourselves, the Institute of Technology Sligo, from which the Minister comes from Sligo, Institute of Technology Blanchardstown, and Cork Institute of Technology. And that programme is there to try to promote an entrepreneurial spirit among graduates. And in the past 6 months alone, over 80 students have chosen to get involved in that programme. And also 60 staff members have got involved in supporting those students. I'll mention a third initiative, which I think is very important. I think many of you will know that the University in Galway and the University of Limerick have come together in the past 2 years in a strategic alliance. And there are many, if you like, examples of collaboration arising from that alliance. But one of the most important ones, and one of the ones which is most relevant to tonight's business, is a programme to support emerging companies, a venture capital fund, which has been established by Bank of Ireland, Enterprise Ireland, the University of Limerick Foundation and the NUI Galway Foundation, with a total of €32 million in that fund, $1 million each from the two university foundations, and the remainder coming, majority from Bank of Ireland, some from Enterprise Ireland. And that programme is managed by a company called Kernel Capital. We're one of the largest venture capital companies in the country. And that programme is there precisely to support what are called angel projects. In other words, very early stage projects with relatively small amounts of money. And I would certainly encourage tonight's finalists to look at that programme. It's run through the university, contact can be made to it through the University Foundation, through Tom Joyce, the chairman of the foundation. I think you should look at that as a potential source of funding for your projects as you try to roll them out and try to bring them to commerciality. But it's a measure of the university's commitment to encouraging our graduates to, in a sense, shape their own futures. And that really is the big message from tonight. That's really what's so positive about tonight, that students are beginning to take responsibility for their own future. They're not simply, as I said earlier, being happy to be dependent on inward investment, important and all as that is, and I'm not underestimating the importance of it, but I think it's really tremendously encouraging to see young students in the early years of their undergraduate programmes taking the opportunity to engage in a process which ultimately will create opportunities for themselves and for their colleagues. So let me then just conclude these few remarks by, first of all, thanking the Minister for taking the time to be here tonight. He's come down from Dublin and we'll go back to Sligo later on, so it's quite a commitment and that's appreciated. Thank also the Student Union, and particularly its President Peter Mannion, for their initiative in developing this initiative, as it were. Thank also the mentors and the judges who've done a tremendous job and have put in a tremendous amount of time to support this programme, and that's all done pro bono. It's all done on a free basis, and that's greatly appreciated, because without your support, without your mentoring, without your evaluation, this programme would never have taken place. And certainly the university appreciates that. But let me most of all thank those who involved themselves in the programme, the 6 finalists, all of whom, to my mind, are winners, all of whom have created interesting opportunities, all of which, in my view, are capable of going further. There's obviously only one winner, but as I say, there's a Kernel Capital Fund in the university which is available to you if you want to take it further. And the least you'll get from that fund is good advice on how to go further. And hopefully they will choose to invest in your idea. So with those few words, can I again thank you for being here. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you. Agus mar dúirt mé, gur míle maith go bhfuil. Thank you. I made a small mistake. I should have invited the Minister to come to the podium to say a few words. I forgot I was also the continuity announcer. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, President. Just like to congratulate the President of the Students' Union, Peter, for the outstanding work on behalf of all of you here on this fantastic campus. I'm delighted, President, to be here with and the members of the faculty. Ladies and gentlemen, a very special welcome to our emerging entrepreneurs, which is very important. Coming from a business background and being in government, coming into next week, the 100th day in government, it's very important that this government recognises the role of enterprise, and that in my role as the first ever Minister for Small Business, I'm delighted to be here today to see for myself how a wide range of bright ideas can become a business. I would like to thank the NUI Galway for this opportunity to meet the finalists from this inaugural NUI Student Enterprise Award for 2011. It is good to see these initiatives to promote entrepreneurship among students. I had the pleasure recently of presenting the National Student Enterprise Awards in Croke Park to the second level students. And those awards are run nationally through the county and city enterprise boards and have grown from strength to strength over the recent years, now attracting over 12,000 participants each year. I think that congratulations to all you young students and on making it as finalists. It's not just the 6 finalists; it's the ultimate. It is the ultimate winner and runners-up who will benefit from having entered this competition. Every competition has challenges, and equally it's a wonderful experience. Every project submitted will have received the benefit of constructive feedback from the panel of judges as to how they can take their idea forward. Every entrant will have taken the difficult first step towards making their idea a business reality. It is about commercialising knowledge. I think that really is the real challenge. And here in this extraordinary campus here, which is one of the best in the country, I'm delighted to get the opportunity to be here with the 17,000 students. All of us as politicians are extremely proud of the extraordinary achievements of the NUI. You're talented people, and I think with creative ideas and an appetite to put your ideas into practice. You obviously have drive, determination, enthusiasm and a passion for your business, proposal and a belief in the quality of the product you serve. You already possess the essence of the entrepreneurial spirit that can drive our economy forward and restore our national confidence. As the President has stated, it is about confidence and credit, it is about getting Ireland back working again, and it is about the domestic economy. Tonight I want to encourage you to stick with your interest in business. This country needs your creativity, ideas and commitment. You can be the key players in the future in providing jobs, in job retention, job creation, and certainly creating wealth in this economy. Entrepreneurship is important to our economic recovery, absolutely critical, and well-being. Here in Ireland, an entrepreneurial culture is generally favourably portrayed in the media. Ireland regularly scores high in the international measures of the entrepreneurship. There's a widespread agreement in politics, in business, and the education and training sectors that the key to Ireland's recovery rests heavily on the capacity of our education system and a wider society to work effectively together to support creativity, innovation and enterprise. That is why this government is both supportive and proactive towards enterprise and those who wish to establish a business. It is undoubtedly a key factor in attracting international investment as well as creating jobs in our economy. From my own personal experience in running a business, I can tell you that the life of an entrepreneur is certainly challenging. They say no problem, no business. It is very much the difficulties of business, but equally it provides you many moments of joy and despair. Your character will be tested and your personal and management skills will be stretched. Your financial rewards make time to come through and your working day may often be very lengthy. However, these challenges will pale into insignificance once you see the initial business idea develop and turn into a commercial operation. There is no better benefit and reward than to see your business operating successfully, and no better feeling than developing further business opportunities and competing and interacting with like-minded people. There is an added bonus in being able to provide employment opportunities, which is absolutely critical for those working in any business you create. I know that the competition received tremendous support from the academic staff of the university and from the members of the local business community. I want to acknowledge their support to you and thank them for their dedication to you and your projects. The support networks are critical to all businesses. The state enterprise agencies, including the county and city enterprise boards, provide a huge range of advice and support to businesses for start-ups and development. Business representative bodies, most of whom I have met since my appointment, provide advice and assistance to their members and allow for the sharing of experiences on the mutual benefit of those concerned. I want to actively participate in a variety of, I want you, which is very important, it is all about your participation, to actively participate in a variety of networks and to seek to share your experiences and your experiences from even this competition here today and the experience of others. You are part of the generation that is very at ease with the many networking opportunities and can providing through the modern technology and with the business opportunities which modern technology offers. It is a huge opportunity, even with the cloud computing now. Exploit these opportunities to the full. Government policy is to support innovative and smart business, and your generation can be the future business stars. Even with all the positives provided by modern technology, I would recommend you that you do not forget the personal aspect of business. From my own experience, face-to-face contacts with people are still a key aspect of doing business and need to be fostered along with the virtual contacts. These new awards offer a wonderful opportunity for all of the participants, not least the finalists and the judging panel, who I hoped enjoyed their Dragon's Den experience. No doubt there were some very tough decisions to be made to select the overall winner, who will receive an investment which is quite considerable of $15,000 in their project, coupled with the benefits of mentoring and support from experts that will give the students a fantastic opportunity to certainly kickstart their careers. While the limelight is shining on you this evening, I think it is also important to acknowledge and certainly congratulate all those who entered projects throughout the college for the awards and who contributed so greatly to the standard of the competition. I welcome all academia here this evening and thank you and your colleagues who assisted all other projects for your hard work and support. I hope all educators will increasingly look at what this competition has to offer, both as a practical tool and a group learning opportunity, not to mention exposure to peer competition and cross-stimulation. A thriving entrepreneurial culture is the basis for maintaining our economic and social development. This is why government focuses on developing businesses' skills, as well as innovation and creativity, and on supporting enterprise, which will trade internationally and create much-needed employment at home. If the variety and ingenuity of ideas on display here today is an indication of your upcoming businesses and businessmen and businesswomen, I need have no worries about Ireland's economic future. I know that the judges, as the President has stated, certainly have worked hard to assess each project and certainly to determine the winner. I thank the judges for giving of their time and for their hard work. Indeed, I know that is very much the judging and their own successes and their own business. I think it's very much that they give the time. I think that mentoring and support, I would like to thank you personally for that. I know that, I believe it was that Judy Green is one of the EU female ambassadors for entrepreneurship. I want to congratulate on that appointment. It's a very good appointment as well, and all of the judges who participated in this. Whether you walk away this evening with the first prize or not, each of you have already taken the first step in being a winner, and hopefully this will spur you onward to the next enterprise venture. Just in conclusion, I would say best of luck to everybody here. I'm delighted to be here with the President and the President of the Students' Union, and to say in government our job is supposed to have a concern, understanding, respect for the 250,000 companies that employ 700,000 people in Ireland. It is important that to kickstart this domestic economy, and I've no doubt the entrepreneurial innovation and the research and the ideas that are here tonight, that you will be the successes of the future, and to say that you're in a wonderful university here, wonderful opportunity. I hope that you're enjoying it all. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, both President Brown and Minister Perry. We've all seen a little snippet of the work that our finalists have put into their presentations. Our judges saw a lot more of those. They saw them at the initial stages when there was piles and piles in a boardroom here in the university. They whittled that down to 6, and they had no easy task in whittling it down from 6 to finding one winner. So I'd like to thank Judy Green, Neil Johnson, Aidan Daly, Fergal McGrath and Helen Ryan for the amount of effort they put in to making that process possible. And I'd like to invite Helen Ryan on stage to announce the winners.
Thank you very much. On behalf of all the judges, I'd just like to say we were delighted to be part of this event, and we were hugely impressed by the standard of the entries in the competition, and I think in particular the creativity and the original thinking, and then married with the depth of analysis that was in the proposals, and I think you saw some of that maybe from the video clips, the outstanding professionalism and the confidence that they all showed in presenting. But I think the most important thing for us, and it doesn't come